Oh, okay. Here we go. Here we go. I almost forgot about this. So apparently, Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate finally got their charges dropped on them today. I mean, not dropped. I'm sorry, I misspoke. The Romanian government finally filed charges on Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate. Uh, this person says, opinion: Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate have been charged on what appears to be bogus charges of rape and human trafficking. Based on the charges, it appears they coerced the women by offering relationships, but intended to sleep with them. Honestly, this is one of the most ridiculous indictments I've ever seen. The brothers are also being robbed as Dicot is attempting to seize 380 million luxury cars and watches and other valuables. This appears to be nothing more than another corrupt government going after people who speak out against them. They are attempting to make an example of anyone who speaks out against them. That's an opinion. Let's kind of get. Let's see. I know they were trending earlier. Oh, that should be interesting. Let's see what the quartering had to say. Hold on.
I knew it was coming. I absolutely not only knew it was coming because of how orchestrated it was. The only thing, and I'll state this at the beginning, the only reason I'm upset by being canceled is because I've expired one of my lives. Because first you get canceled, then they make up a reason to put you in jail, and if that fails, they kill you.
We're back with breaking news out of Romania, where disgraced influencer Andrew Tate has been indicted and will face charges of human trafficking and forming a criminal gang to sexually exploit women.
He is a deeply controversial online influencer.
When I talk about the Matrix, I'm talking about the systems which have been created by society, which are deliberately designed to enslave.
Who has been taken off multiple platforms, including Facebook and Instagram, for promoting hate speech and misogynistic commentary.
In the movie, the Matrix were used for our body heat, but here in this Matrix, we're used for our efforts and our energies. And you're existing inside of a system which is deliberately rigged to make the rich richer and for the poor to stay poor.
This is always a divisive topic, but one I felt a responsibility to cover in an unbiased manner because there are so few people doing it. I mean, there are people who are. I think Abba and Preach did a pretty good video about it. But, you know, today, finally, both Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate were formally charged. If you haven't been following the Tate brothers saga, if you just have consumed basically what the internet has told you, Twitter in particular, then they're just automatically guilty of the most heinous crimes imaginable, and they just know that they're guilty. And when you ask for evidence of that, you will receive a bunch of "dude, trust me, bros," and they admitted it and all this kind of stuff.
Nah, that's facts. That's facts. Destiny. Did I say that? Hold on. That's the tough thing about playing on these damn keyboard.
My position has always been, and I will remind people before they get too emotionally involved in my take here, I am not like a consumer of Andrew Tate's or Tristan Tate's content. You know, I've seen it obviously because I have to cover it. I don't believe everything that they say is true. I don't agree with everything they say or do. And it's entirely possible that the things that are being said about them are true. My position has been these men deserve their day in court, and the whole shenanigans is suspicious. The way everything's been handled, being held without charges for nearly a year. By the way, Andrew Tate, as far as I know, is an American, was born in America, and you know, we were happy to trade the literal merchant of death for somebody who willingly broke the law and was convicted in Russia. and we just let Andrew Tate sit in prison. There's stuff like that. Now, maybe it's entirely possible that people in the know have seen all sorts of irrefutable evidence. It's possible. But there isn't anybody on the internet who has. There's lots of people on the internet who are telling you they know for a fact that these guys are guilty and that, you know, everything that's ever been said about them is true. They don't know. This is a fact. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, and nobody knows that they're completely innocent either. But, well, they know, and maybe the girls that are accusing them know. But the thing is, to be held for as long as they were held in prison with no charges, and then like right at the end where the investigation, how long they can hold them on house arrest, they start filing charges. It's just, come on, bro. Like, this shit is comical at this point. But the scary thing, the scariest thing about this, and I think this is what they're trying to do, I think they really want to hold Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate to the fire because they want to make an example out of any man who wants to come out and be like an advocate for men. That's what I think. Because if we can do this to your favorite, to your most masculine man, think of what we can do to you.
How many times must we do this before you learn? My life is not yours to claim.
If we can do this to any man,
Deepest chambers of the sunken temple.
we can do this to you. I mean, if we can do this to Andrew Tate, we can do this to any man. And I think that's the scariest part about all of this. Like,
You have no secrets from.
it's
That's why my position is these gentlemen deserve their day in court, although it seems very suspicious that they had been held for so many months without any kind of formal charges, and everyone just was okay with it because they don't like them. They don't like these gentlemen on the internet, the things that they say, things that they do. My position is and will always be that people deserve a fair trial. Now, they are in Romania. I'm less familiar with Romanian court systems, okay? That doesn't mean that I can't want the best for any man or woman, regardless of what has been said about them. I think everyone deserves their fair day in court. And I don't believe that the Romanian government has as strong a case as people think. A lot of people are saying, oh, well, yeah, they spent all this time getting everything all together, and they're definitely going to, crush them. Okay, fine, let's see that. There's a lot of celebration going on around the charges, all these articles, indicted. Now he's been indicted on various charges. Romanian prosecutors have filed charges against social media celebrity Andrew Tate and his brother, accusing the pair of a bunch of serious crimes. Now, Tate and fellow defendants are accused of, going through all this kind of stuff, the same stuff that they've basically said. I do think it's very interesting that they waited till like 7 or 8 days before they ran out of time to.
They waited like a few days, almost a week, before they ran out of time to charge him. You don't think that's like suspicious? Like, so for those of you who don't know, in Romania they got a law to where they can, like, if they want to investigate you, they can hold you for, I think, up to 180 days in prison.
I need to speak with him.
Right? They can hold you for up to 180 days in prison while they investigate you. And then they let them out, right? For like the last 2 or 3 months of that. And had them on house arrest. And now they're filing the charges like a week left, because once the time is up, they can't hold him anymore. Shit is ridiculous.
To finally charge them. Now, maybe, to be fair, they were spending every possible minute to make sure that their case was airtight. That's possible. Okay. The reason I've been covering these cases is because it's very frustrating to me to see so many people have their minds made up immediately when these guys haven't even had their days in court. If they're guilty, they'll let the evidence show that. I think that's a very reasonable thing to do. But I see so many people that just don't like these guys that are like literally spreading misinformation. I have people in my own mentions, oh yeah, dude, they were charged. They've been charged. They weren't held without charges. I'm like, dude, Google it. Then all suddenly they delete the reply. The whole stuff around their charging has been very odd. You know, confiscating all of their cars, their money, and all this stuff before they've ever even formally charged them with anything. There's a lot of weird stuff. I think that most people could admit that. You see, Tristan, in 9 days, the maximum period to legally hold me without charges expires. Charges. Good. Until now, I've not been allowed to discuss what the, quote, evidence is against me. I've been muzzled under the instruction that I could disrupt the investigation. Finally, I can talk. And I mean, I think that you have a situation here, you know, where you don't know.
So is it possible that they finally brought those charges on them because they didn't want them speaking out about the evidence publicly? I don't know. I don't know. Now, what if we get to a point where they're actually, you know, convicted, right? Will we ever get to see the evidence that was against them? Because I can tell you what the media is going to do. It doesn't matter. If they are convicted without any like evidence whatsoever shown to the public, the media is going to run away with it. Oh yeah, we told you. Okay, he was convicted based on what? We've already seen corruption in the Romanian government. We've already seen it. So you have to show us something. I mean, I guess technically you don't have to, but you have to show us something to convince us that, yeah, he belongs behind bars. But see, the media, they don't need that. All they need to know is he going to get in jail? Is he going to jail? Is he going to spend the rest of his life in there?
Nobody really knows. Now, again, maybe the Romanian government has insane, you know, specific and just the worst kind of evidence, and it's irrefutable. Interesting. Then why would you wait 14 months before charging him? You see Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate charged after more than 14 months of investigation. The judiciary has charged them. This case appears to be remarkably weak. This is Suleiman Ahmed. And it was evident that the charges we brought against them, they have been held in custody for 6 months without charges, and only due to this prolonged detention were authorities compelled to even press charges. The evidence is weak. The situation is a politically motivated attack. Now, that's their opinion. Again, I try to be, you know, unbiased. You don't have to. And I try to like implore my viewers to also be the same way. You know, if there was some weirdo leftist SJW who's charged with something, I want them to have their day in court. Unfortunately, our government doesn't prosecute these people. You see, you know, the file will be in the hands of the judges. This means evidence will finally be reviewed. Until now, no judge has looked at the evidence.
Beat that thing down like you started attention, my baby. You had some plans with your man, just tell him to cancel, my baby. Slide to the crib, look like Dracula's mansion, my baby. When you pull up, it's on action, my baby.